Hello everyone. Here in this set we have there are 100 employees in an organization across 5 departments. These are the 5 departments and there are a total of 100 employees. The following table gives the department wise distribution of average age, average basic pay and allowances. Okay, so this is the average age in each of these 5 departments. This is the basic pay and this is the allowance, the percentage allowance that a person gets based on his or her basic pay. Okay, fine. There are limited number of employees considered for transfer or promotion across departments. Whenever a person is transferred or promoted from a department of lower age to a department of higher age. Okay, so when a person is transferred from lower age department to a higher average age department, then he or she will get an additional allowance of 10% of basic pay. Okay, so if let's say a person is transferred from marketing to HR, so the person is getting transferred from a lower pay department to a higher pay department, right? So in this case the person will get additional 10% discount on his or her basic pay. Okay, next is there will not be any change in the pay structure if the person is transferred or promoted from a department with higher age to a department with lower average age. Okay, so if a person is transferred from marketing to finance, then there will be no change in the structure of payment that the person receives. Fine. So this is the data that we have. Let's look at the first question. Here we are given that there was a mutual transfer of an employee between marketing and finance. Okay, so there was a mutual transfer. Okay, one was transferred from marketing to finance and one other was transferred from finance to marketing. So there was a mutual transfer between marketing and finance of one person, and transfer of one employee from marketing to HR, and one employee went from marketing to HR. Not a mutual transfer of only one employee from marketing to HR. As a result, the average age of finance department increased by 1. Okay, so the average age increased by 1 for finance department. That of marketing remained the same, so there is no change here. Okay, what is the new average age of HR department? Okay, we have to figure out the new average age of HR department. We know there was an increase of 1, the average age increased by 1 for finance department. So let's assume certain things. The person going from finance to HR is of X years. The person going from marketing to finance, sorry, this is finance to marketing to finance is of Y years, and the person going from marketing to HR is Z years. Okay, these are the ages of these individual people going from one department to the other department. Now for finance department there are 20 employees whose average age is 30. So the sum of their ages is 20 into 30. This is for finance department. This is the initial sum. Now a person whose age is X years leaves the group and a person whose age is Y year joins the group. So this is a new sum of the ages for finance department, and the number of people will remain 20 because one person left and the other person joined. So this now gives us the new average age of finance department, which will be 1 more than the earlier average. So the new average is 31 here. So we have 31 into 20 is 620, which is equal to 600 minus X plus Y. So from here we get Y minus X is equal to 20. This is the first thing that we have. Y minus X is equal to 20. Now let's do the same thing from marketing department's point of view. For marketing department, the average age did not change. So the new average age is 35, which should be equal to the new sum. Now the earlier sum is 30 into 35. 30 into 35. Now in these in this department, a person whose age is X years joins the group, so we'll add his age. The person whose age is Y year leaves the group, so we'll subtract that age, and the person whose age is Z years leaves the group, so we'll again subtract Z. So this is a new sum for marketing department, and the number of people in marketing department now will reduce by 1 because 1 went to finance, 1 came from finance, so net change 0, but 1 went to HR. So the number of people in marketing department reduces by 1. So this becomes 29 here. Okay. So we have 35 into 29 is equal to 30 into 35. Now x minus y, we know y minus x is 20, hence x minus y will be minus 20 minus z here. Okay, so z comes this side, z is equal to 30 into 35 minus 35 into 29. So this will leave us with only 35 minus 20. So the value of z comes out to be 15 here. Okay, so we have figured out the value of z. Now finally we have to figure out the new average age of the HR department. Okay, so there were 5 people initially whose average age is 45. A person whose age is 15 joins the group, and the new number of people now becomes 6. Earlier there were 5 and 1 person joins. So the new average age is 6 here. Okay, so we can cancel out the factor of 3. This 6 goes by 3 2 times, 15 goes by 3 5 times, 45 goes by 3 15 times. So we have 5 into 15 is 75, 75 plus 5 is 80, 80 by 2 is 40. Hence the answer to the first question is option C, 40 years. The average age of the HR department, the new average age is 40 years. Okay. Now moving on to the next question. Here we have, what is the approximate percentage change in the average gross pay of HR department? Okay, gross pay would be basic pay plus the allowances. Okay, so average gross pay of the HR department due to transfer of a 40-year-old person with basic pay of 8,000 from marketing department. So a person whose age is 40 years goes from marketing to HR, 40-year age person. Okay, now the person is going from a lower rank or lower average age department to a higher average age department. Hence he will receive 10% more than the he will receive an additional 10% of the basic pay. Okay, let's calculate what is the current average base gross pay for the HR department. So gross pay for HR department currently will be, basic pay is 5,000 plus every person receives 70% of 5,000. 70% of 5,000 will be 3,500. So this becomes 8,500. So this is the average gross pay for the HR department. Hence the total gross pay for the HR department now becomes 8,500 is the average, and there are 5 people in the HR department. So this becomes 42,500. This is the total gross pay for the 5 employees in the HR department. Now one person whose age is 40 years goes from a lower average age department to a higher average age department. Now the gross pay for this person currently is how much? Gross pay for the person, his basic pay is 8,000 and he would receive 80%. Since he is in marketing department, he would receive 80% of this as the allowance, 80% of 8,000 as allowance. So this is 64 plus 8,000, 14,400. Okay, but since he is getting transferred from a lower average age department to a higher average age department, the new gross pay would be, he would get additional 10% of his basic salary. So 14,400 was what he was actually receiving initially. Now he will get 10% of basic pay, 10% of 8,000 more. So the new basic the new gross pay would be 14,400 plus 800, which is 15,200 here. This is the gross pay for the person. Now the new average or the new average gross pay for the HR department would be how much? Let's see. Initial gross pay, total gross pay is 42,500, and this person joins with the gross pay of 15,200, and the number of people now becomes 6 in the HR department. So we have 57,700 divided by 6. Okay, and this approximately will come out to be 9,670. The approximate value will be 9,617. Now the question is finally, what is the percentage change in the average gross pay for the HR department. So average gross pay was initially how much? 8500. Now it becomes 9600, right? So the change is 1117 on a base of 8500 into 100%. So this becomes 1117 divided by 85. And if you calculate this 1117 upon 85, this comes out to be 13.13% approximately. Hence the answer to this question is option C here, 13% approximately. Okay, moving on to the last question. Now here in this question, this is the easiest of the three questions. If two employees each with a basic pay of 6,000 are transferred from maintenance to HR. Okay, so two are transferred from maintenance to HR. Okay, and one person with a basic pay of 8,000 was transferred from marketing to HR. One person from marketing to HR. What will be the percentage change in average basic pay of the HR department? Now the question here pertains or relates only to the average basic pay. Now remember, the average basic pay does not change when a person is transferred from any department to any department. What changes is the gross pay. He gets an additional allowance of 10% on the basic pay, but basic pay remains the same, right? So the initial basic pay of the HR department was 5 people, 5,000. So initial basic pay, total basic pay was 25,000. Now two people whose basic pay is 6,000 are transferred. So total basic pay increases by 12,000, and additional one person is transferred from marketing to HR whose basic pay is 8,000. So we will add this 8,000 here. Okay, so this now gives us the total basic pay of the HR department, new total basic pay of the HR department, and the new number of people now becomes 8. So the new average basic pay is 25,000 plus 12,000 plus 8,000 by 8. So this becomes 45,000 divided by 8 here. Okay. So now 45,000 by 8, this comes out to be 5,625. Okay. Final question is, what is the percentage change in the average basic pay of the HR department? So the average basic pay goes from 5,000 to 5625. So the change is of 625 on a base of 5,000 into 100%. So this comes out to be 625 divided by 50. 625 upon 5 is 125. 125 by 10 is 12.5. So this comes out to be 12.5%. Hence the answer is option B here. Okay. So that's it for this set. Thank you.